So, this session, I have seen in my academic and research life that a lot of budding psychologists have so many questions regarding online counseling, telecounseling, not aware of the guidelines of telecounseling, which is why we have decided to keep this question answer session. Rather than a lecture, I would like to hear from you and clarify your doubts. Yes, all set? So can we have the cameras on, please, one by one? So shoot your questions one by one, and I'll try to provide you the answer. And if I'll not have, then I'll let you know that I'll read and come back. So, okay, go ahead, one by one. Either you unmute and speak. Okay, please, Alice, go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So my question was, do people feel less connected, or there are problems in rapport establishment when it comes to online counseling?
Very, very good question, Alice. When it comes to offline counseling, a person is able to see the whole of you, the complete you, when it comes to body language, right? When we talk about counseling, the first thing that matters is your non-verbal communication. Second is your verbal communication and vocal communication. So that verbal and vocal communication comes in the verbal part. So you need to have a good hold on the words you are using, the kind of words you are using, and the tone, the voice modulation and tone, right? Because this is how you'll be able to build a rapport with the client. If you are free to write if you feel that something is important. Second thing is body language. When it comes to body language, I can see there are 48 people here, and I can name those students or participants who are engrossed in something else, or talking to somebody else, or have somebody in the background, or have mobile phones. Are you getting my point? It's clearly visible. Why? Because I am being trained in it, right? That is a plus point. But at the end of the day, we human beings have this innate trait. There are certain things that are innate. We are able to assess the body language of the person, right? So, what do you think? The client is not coming with this thought process. The client is coming with a thought process that how my therapist is going to behave. Behave in terms of non-verbal communication as well as verbal communication. So, when it comes to online, your body language is only this much. So, you need to have a good hold on the shoulders, the alignment of the shoulders, your movement of your neck, your eyes, and connection, whether you are able to connect with your client or not. So when it comes to rapport building is altogether the same process both in online and offline. It is not difficult in online, but the strategy is different. In offline, it is much more easier, but in online, it is a bit difficult because only this much of the body language is taken into consideration. So you need to have a good hold on this part. The moment you will do this, okay, this, true, this, and there are a lot of people. If I have to mimic, yes, a lot of people are doing this way right now. So what is it? It will lead to uh, the it will lead a negative impact on the rapport building. Are you getting my point? So first 5-10 minutes are extremely important in both offline and online, but the strategy to build a rapport in offline and online is a bit different. Okay.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
Aparna, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am, for a
afternoon.
wonderful session. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. I just wanted to ask that, like, through the conference, it was very insightful of how we need to mingle with the AI rather than being resistant of it and like mingle with the telephonic abilities of the 2024 that we're living in. But often this does not materialize. And talking as an aspiring psychologist in colleges, we're not much taught about this. Like it is only through a conference like this that I'm able to understand the nuanced field that we're talking about. So what are your suggestions for some students who would want to be a psychotherapist?
If you want to be a psychotherapist or a counselor, I would definitely suggest that you should be trained in both. If you are sitting at a place, suppose you are in Delhi or you are in Punjab or you are in Uttarakhand or Himachal or any state of India, right? You will not be able to take the cases from a different state, right? Second thing, you will not be able to take the cases from a different country. Right now, I have both the practice, both offline and online. Online is much more, which is why I'm able to manage the cases from different countries like US, UK, Singapore, Australia, etc. So if you want to broaden your horizon, offline mode will not work. It will limit you. So you have an online mode wherein which you can utilize to help people. So you should be trained in both.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Jasmine, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, my
Good.
question is that are there any types of therapies that are more effective online than face-to-face therapies?
Very good. This is individualistic approach. There are a lot of clients. Initially, my practice was purely and purely offline. And people from South India used to spend 10,000 rupees for my 2,000 rupees session. Why? Because they used to come to North, they used to stay in a hotel, and then used to take the sessions. So for one session of mine, which was costing around 1,500 to 2,000, that time they were spending 10,000. Right? In one session, you are not able to help the client. Right? The client, at least if it is psychotherapy, the client needs at least minimum 6 sessions, maximum 20 sessions. This is the range, 6 to 20. Right? So now, is it feasible? It is not cost effective. Right? And then I moved on to a hybrid mode wherein I used to cater the clients online also. So it cut down their cost. Plus, they were more comfortable. Plus, there were no stress of going to a psychologist, traveling, commutation, stay, and they were spending only 1,500 to 2,000, and they were taking the session at home. Now the question comes, is there any therapy which is more effective online and offline? It depends on the client. If your client is hell-bent that I have to take the therapy offline only, the client already has a mental makeup that online therapy will not work. But online therapy is as effective as offline therapy. It has been proven by APA. It has been proven by many universities in US. So it was US wherein this tele-counseling, online counseling or e-counseling was legalized. In India, it was legalized in COVID. And we conceived the idea of speaking Cube in 2019, just before the COVID. I don't know, by the grace of God or what, I thought I have to shift some of the clients to offline, from offline to online, because it is taking a toll on them. I can't expect my clients to travel and spend so much just for a single session. And what about those wherein There is only internet connectivity. For example, remote areas of Himalayas. What about them? What do you think? People in the Himalayas, they don't need therapy, but they do not have access to the psychologist, the psychiatrist, the mental health professionals. So that's the reason it is mandatory. But when it comes to the psychotherapeutic approach, that which psychotherapeutic approach is going to be more effective, each and every psychotherapeutic approach is effective. It depends on the client, the perception of the client. For example, a lot of old clients, they say, "अ, मिल लेते तो अच्छा होता, मिल के अच्छा रहता है." So if you already have it in mind, then it will bug you. It will bug you up. It will stay in your at the back of your mind. So the client should not have something at the back of mind as an impression that only this thing will work. Now, clients from your generation or my generation, they are more comfortable in online. Why they are more comfortable in online? Because they have to work, they have to study, they can't take whole day leave, otherwise there'll be a salary deduction. Nobody wants that. And if you are studying all together, it is different. So instead of spending 5 hours, people spend or wish to spend 1 hour, right? Which is why I have offline clients less, but online more. Yes, please go ahead. Next question, please.
Ma'am, I have one more question.
Please go ahead.
Uh, Ma'am, there could be conditions for which online therapy might not be recommended,
Yes,
such as
yes,
schizophrenia, exposure therapy, and stuff.
yes,
So, how do you
yes.
deal with that?
Okay. There are certain cases which are counseling cases, right? Certain cases are clinical in nature. When I'm saying clinical in nature, the first line of treatment is a psychiatric treatment. The second line of treatment is a psychological treatment, wherein the psychological treatment is an adjunct therapy. It is an adjunct management. It is not the primary management. What is the primary management? Primary management is psychiatry, wherein the client is in the rehab or client is on medications, right? So suppose if I talk about the clinical cases, what all cases are there? We have schizophrenia, bipolar, dissociative identity disorder, right? And many more clinical cases. So for clinical cases, you cannot go ahead with online at the first go. Again, it is also documented. So first thing, there should be a psychoanalysis, right? There should be some psychometric testing done, and the psychometric testing cannot be done online. Only and only offline is the option, and the guidelines are given by the government of India. And NIMHANS is following those guidelines. Even APA is also following those guidelines, right? But after that, the subsequent sessions can be taken online. But if you have to assess the client using certain tools or batteries, then you have to have a one-on-one session. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Now the point comes, is a therapy effective in such kind of cases? So I'll quote my example. One of the psychiatrists referred a client to me. She was a case of dissociative identity disorder on medications for good 9 years, right? She was on therapy also, but then it was not effective because she was not very consistent with it. So the client was referred to speaking queue. We took over the case, but I discussed this with the psychiatrist. Let's see, I'm taking this case of DID. I do not know how much effective it will be, but I will try. She came for the first session offline on 22nd of March 2020, just before COVID. And second session onwards was online. And during the COVID, she recovered from DID. She was off medications. The medications were tapered, and now She is not a case of DID. She is a recovered case of DID. And DID is dissociative identity disorder. If you have seen the movie Bhul Bhulaiya, that case, right? So this shows the effectiveness of. I've written a research paper also on this. This shows that yes, it's effective. So by the constraints because of the COVID, I had to shift her to online, but it was effective. Okay, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, as you are in the working in the field and you just explained that how you deal with the clients and online is how helpful that you are doing other jobs as well side by side. So being in the field and continuously in these routines, how do a psychologist who is professionally providing counseling recover from on the emotional burnout or the exhaustion that one feels when in the field? What do you suggest about it?
Good question, because a lot of psychologists, they fall prey to burnout, stress, compassion fatigue. If you have heard about, I do not know whether you have heard about this word or not,
Yes.
compassion fatigue. There is so much of transference and counter transference. The only thing you need to do is, please, if you're working on somebody's mental health, if you're working for somebody's mental health, we need to work for our mental health. What are the tips that you can use? Keep your environment clean. You should get the good triggers, positive triggers from the environment. Keep flowers, keep greenery around you. If you have an office space, wherever it should be green enough, because green gives you peace of mind. Why? The research says that green color, if you are seeing something which is green, if you're observing something green, your eye muscles need not to adjust. Since your eye muscles are not taxed, so your brain is getting a message, oh, chill, relax. Right? So your brain is always relaxed. And when your brain is relaxed, you are getting the message, your each and every muscle, each and every cell of your body is getting a message, you are relaxed, peace. Now, if you keep your phone aside, and there are so many messages coming, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, ting tong, what will happen? So much of distraction. You will not be there for the session. Physically, you will be there, but mentally, you will be absent. Suppose your room is, there is a storm in your room because of the unorganized nature. Your study table is unorganized, your office table is unorganized. So you are getting a message, oh, it's not looking nice. It's not looking nice. So your eyes, it's purely neuropsychology. There is nothing which is philosophy. It's purely neuropsychology. Your brain works the way it gets the stimulus. So what can you control? Control the nature of stimulus. I keep flowers on my table always, right? Preferably rose, preferably some fragrance. So I'm getting the message, oh, good, I'm not text. I'm enjoying it. So my brain is reacting that way. And in between each and every session, just get up, walk out, right? Take a walk inside the house itself, inside the clinic itself, touch a plant. You just have to break the cycle. That's it. And you can break it like this.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's easy. You just have to understand the technique. Right?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, please go ahead. You're 70.
Excuse me, ma'am. Good afternoon. I have a question.
A,
So
a
one
bit
of the
a bit louder, Bhavna.
yes, am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
So one of our speakers had mentioned, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he had mentioned something about an app. or a piece of technology that was ideally created. I don't know if it was a prototype or if it actually is there, but it was created.
Mastishk.co,
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dr.
Thank you for.
Priyaranjan Avinash. Yes.
So he was talking about how this app and this piece of technology can ideally be used to provide 24/7 care for the patients, because our field is such that it's not so simple 1 hour quick fix, right? We do There would be cases where a patient might have panic attack in the middle of the night, and we as humans have our own exhaustive capabilities, so we might not be able to be there for them. Based on your clinical experience, do you think such apps will help the clients? Because I also know a couple of engineer friends who are actually wanting to build an app on this, and they had consulted a couple of me and my classmates about this. And our knowledge, we just couple of master students, so our knowledge is, we don't have a lot of clinical experience to back it up. So I wanted to know from you, do you think that the 24/7 availability of this technology is beneficial, or do you think that it can backfire maybe?
Okay. There are three things that we need to consider. Think about the talk by Dr. Neil. First, the thing he said is human touch is required, right? Second, talk by Miss Shikha Chamoli Sinha, right? What she said is we need to be aware of the augmented reality or the virtual reality or AI, because there is a clone. There is our clone in the AI world, and that our clone is more aware of our own self, right? Third, she also said that we should be very careful of what kind of data we are feeding into this AI. So if we are, and there was a talk by Professor Dr. Abha Singh. She said, what about the belief system of the person who's creating AI? Is it going to matter? So it's not that easy. We have to come on page. First, we need to sort ourselves. We need to sort our belief system. Suppose I am creating something, I have to sort my belief system. My own life experiences should not adulterate the nature of theories, the nature of concepts, right? Now, suppose I have designed a framework. I am under stress and I have designed a framework. Obviously, that stress will be reflected. A person from IT or AI field, the same framework, which is the content of some stress, right? And suppose there is an app based on it. Now, whosoever, will there be something missing? Forget about empathy and compassion. Will there be something missing in the technicality? There'll be a lot of things which will be missing in the technicality. So we need to understand that the framework, the team who's designed the framework should have the right psychological concepts, the right emotional concepts. When I'm saying right emotional concepts, right for them. If I have a lot of overthinking, a lot of negative thinking, obviously I want to design a framework based on that. And it will not be the fault of the engineer who is creating the AI system or integrating the AI system into some software, right? Because he is not aware of it or she is not aware of it. They're just creating the codes. But what is going to be the output? The output will be a havoc. And there are many. There are many, and that's why a lot of examples have been shared by the presenters that a lot of AI softwares have failed. I'll give you an example of one software. I was teaching in a university during COVID, and there was a proctoring system. Okay. Now, in that proctoring system, when I was doing the invigilation duty, what happened? Suppose you are taking the exam. Suppose somebody is cheating or have opened a book. So the system will say, the eyeballs have moved towards the right. So there is something on the right side, right? Now, The invigilator informs the client, okay, please show me your right, show me your left. How disturbing it is. It is so frustrating. If me being a student, suppose if I am a student and if something happens this way, I'll get frustrated. How much? The eyeballs have moved up. So there is something above the computer, right? So this is the AI generated proctoring system. But I don't think it is a successful system because I have witnessed it. It's not a successful system, right? Now talking about facial recognition, there are a lot of softwares for facial recognition, but those softwares are not very successful. Reason being, there are many good actors. If you ask me, masking the expression, I'll be able to. So I am in my 40s. You people are young generation. You have expertise in it. Are you getting my point? So there are AI softwares or AI based systems which are not so successful. Why? Because the data which is being fed was not carefully fed. Are you getting my point now?
Yes, I am. Thank you
But
so much.
there are a lot of other things. For example, we have MRI, we have fMRI, we have EEG, we have biofeedback. Right? I'm an expert in biofeedback, EEG. Wonderful thing. Are you getting my point? So AI can always assist you. AI cannot be your master. Make it an assistant. If you have a good assistant, what happens? You become successful. You become successful. That's the only thing we need to know. 2 more minutes. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, someone asked their query in the comment section. Divya Birla.
Hope you're fine, ma'am. Whether NLP, okay, I'm fine. Divya, how are you? NLP is standardized psychotherapy nowadays. Yes, it is. It is. NLP is purely based on neuropsychology practice. It is not something which is philosophical. It is based on neuropsychological concepts of repetition and association. So it is a psychotherapy. NLP is accepted as a psychotherapy. Hypnotherapy is still, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, but hypnotherapy is still not accepted in India. It is accepted all over the globe as a psychotherapeutic approach, but not in India. Okay.
Much, ma'am.
What's the next question? Any other question? Anybody? Any other question, anybody? So I hope that you all have enjoyed. You all have enjoyed the session. Is it somehow possible that AI can replace what? AI can replace whom? Therapists in near future? No, it's not possible. Why it is not possible? Because AI is human generated. We humans are not AI generated. No matter what, how much intelligent AI is, AI will remain under the control of human beings. It should be under the control of human beings. And that you have to make sure by making it a good assistant. Right? Any other question, anybody? We have Shalini ma'am here. Shalini ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am, you are on mute. Sneha, over to you. Please invite Shalini ma'am.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Sneha, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Deepika, ma'am, for such an engaging and insightful conversation. Your guidance always leaves us inspired, ma'am. So thank you so much. So now, as we transition into our valedictory session, it is my great honor to invite our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Shalini Singh Sharma. Dr. Shalini is an educationist and senior fellow and head of banking research at eGrow Foundation and former dean of economics and public policy at MIT World Peace University. Dr. Shalini, ma'am, we are eager to hear your address and the wisdom you will share with us today. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me for this such a important event. We consider this as mental health is, we consider the most important. Now, being an economist among the psychologists, let me try to, create a synergy between the two disciplines, which are, of course, very closely related to each other. So, first of all, my heartiest thanks to Deepika ji and to Speaking Q for having me here, and to Uttaranchal University. And congratulations to both of you, because it's such a pertinent topic which requires a lot of in-depth studies and lot of research. Let me just start by saying that in today's India, we are marching towards Viksit Bharat. And when we say Viksit Bharat, we say that by 2047, our per capita GDP or per capita income should be approximately $14,000. Now, today, the per capita GDP, any guesses, anybody, how much it is? It is $2,450. So there is a huge gap, but we are sure that with the GDP growth rate, which we are facing right now, or we are having, we are definitely going to, reach the Viksit Bharat projections, and we are going to be there. Now, interesting thing is that under Viksit Bharat, when we want to achieve a GDP or we want to achieve a per capita income of $14,000, it is very important that all of our population is healthy. And now health is not only the physical health, but the mental health as well. Now, here is the connection, which I feel is means it is something which is beyond words. It has to be there. All the population has to be mentally healthy and alert. As I was just listening to Deepika and the rest of the speakers, AI is having a revolution in our country. Not only our country, but throughout the world. Now, AI is going to have lots of related issues with mental health. And mental health issues will, please remember, why mental health is necessary is it is directly going to impact your productivity. Now, productivity means the labor productivity is going to be impacted if the people are not mentally healthy. So they will not be able to produce so much. When they are not able to produce so much, our GDP will not be able to rise. When our GDP is not able to rise, we will not be able to achieve the target of Viksit Bharat or achieve whatever targets we have set aside for ourselves. And this is another reason that we had the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan going on in our country. So we need cleanliness around us. We need ourselves to be clean as well. So, everything is getting related with mental health. And mental health is the nucleus around which everything revolves. So if I'm healthy, I'm mentally alert, I know I'm up to date, I'm able to produce more. Production is going to raise my standard of living. Now, my standard of living, when I say GDP rises, growth rate rises, what meaning does it have? It's just a word, or it's just a numerical term for any layman. But actually, the GDP is the quality of life which you are going to have. Higher my GDP, higher my per capita income, higher is my quality of life. And the quality of life will directly impact my productivity again. Because more qualification, I will be able to have more skill developed courses for me. I will be able to go ahead with the more production, more productivity. And that is the reason that US labor productivity is much higher than an Indian labor's productivity. So, that is what we are trying to achieve. And that is what we say when the GDP is going to rise. This is what we mean by growth rate. So this is a little bit from my side about economics and trying to link, mental health and why it is so pertinent that people are mentally healthy and they are able not only to produce, but, a society where all are happy. And happiness is another term, which is again related with your mental health, with your mental status. So, that is again required. So Bhutan has happiness index, right? So that is another important thing. So we need to look into that. So thank you so much, Deepika, for inviting me. And I'm so happy, there has been 275 registrations for this conference with 42 paper presentations. Incredible, Deepika. And 19 invited speakers. Marvelous, So on this online conference where all of us are gathering, and thanks to our AI that we have all this going on. And thank you so much, Uttaranchal University and Speaking Cubes, for having me here. And I will not speak anything further. I'm sure what I wanted to speak, you've understood. Thank you so much for having an economist among your psychologists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being the advisor, one of the advisors of the conference, always. So your guidance means a lot, ma'am. Thank you so much for your blessings. Over to you, Sneha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your enlightening address.
So what is the time for the next speaker? It's 3:20.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can continue with the Q&A session.
Yes. So yes, please post your question answers here, doubts here related to psychology. Go ahead. You people are 70, are future psychologists, budding psychologists, future of India. Go ahead. Yes, Kajal, please go ahead.
So, ma'am, we have discussed about the challenges that a person who wants to take therapy faces in telemental health counseling or counseling. But as a new therapist or fresher therapist or counselors, what are the challenges that we face during these telemental
As counselors?
as counselors?
Sorry, my mic got muted. This is the first challenge, technology. First challenge is technology, because you have an interface, which is a technology interface, and the interface is run by internet, right? So there can be certain technical issues, and you should be ready for it, because everything comes at a cost. If it is making life easy, it is coming at a cost, and that is we have a dependency on internet, right? Second thing is our body language. When you use your complete body language, it is easy to convey things. But when you are using only your face and neck and shoulders, you need to have a controlled body language, because people are not able to see your arms, your hands, and the way you are sitting. Am I audible, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible, everybody? Please, one of you.
Yes.
Yes. So, second thing is body language, right? Third is, yes, rapport building takes time when it comes to your online counseling sessions. So these are certain challenges. Otherwise, the challenges are same as that of one-on-one. These are the challenges which are different.
Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Next. Who's the next one? Alice? Yes.
Ma'am, I had a question like technology and AI is involved when it comes to counseling nowadays in the online mode. So, is privacy maintained as much as the offline counseling?
Very good question, Alice. Excellent question. I was thinking that nobody is asking me this question. We go to any site. Are you aware of which site is secure or which site is not secure? If I ask you, being a student, being a psychology student or a technology student, are you aware which site is secure and which is not?
No, ma'am.
Yes, there are so many sites which are not secure, right? So let's talk about Speaking Cube. Speaking Cube is a secure site, and we spend money to buy the security certificate wherein the data privacy is maintained, data confidentiality is maintained, and there is no pilferage, right? So there is a transaction going on, not in terms of financial transaction, but the transaction of information is also going on that interface, on that website or portal or app. But you will not find every app or every website with this security certificate. Okay. So anything which is starting with HTTPS, this is one of the techno-savvy person has told me, that means it is secure site.
Thank you, ma'am.
Correct. So you need to see that, yes, go to the details of the site and see whether it is secured or it is not secured. Don't go to the unsecured site. Otherwise, there is a pilferage of information and you will not be able to do anything because it has happened. What things, what were, can you please read it, Sneha? What's, somebody has asked me some question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, someone has asked that what things should we keep in mind while interacting with client during first session?
During the first session.
Yes.
First session, you need to have a good control over your body language, first thing first. Both body, verbal and non-verbal communication. Because the first thing that the client is going to see is your face. If it is online, what are you wearing? Whether it is formal or it is informal. And on the basis of that, the client is going to make an impression about you. Now, suppose if you are going ahead with the session in a t-shirt and a jeans, what do you think? What is going to be the client impression? My psychologist is not so serious, right? Second is, you need to have a good control over your verbal part. Although in the whole communication, when it is one-on-one conversation or one-on-one communication, in-person communication, only 8% of the words matter as per the research. And 38% is your vocal part, rest is your non-verbal part. That means your body language. Okay. But when it comes to the online platform, your verbal and vocal part is much more than your body language, because your body language is only like 5 to 10%. Right? So you need to use the right vocabulary. If you have decided to become a psychologist, be very cautious of the words that you are using. If you are using certain words in the day-to-day language, don't think that these words or this kind of vocabulary will not impact the therapeutic sessions. Because the kind of words that we use, we have a tone behind it. And your mind understands that. So no matter what, how you are speaking, your tone will reflect what kind of person you are. So a therapist and a psychologist should be a very good person. A therapist or a doctor should have a good heart Now, when I'm saying good heart or a good person, what does it mean? It means you should be good to yourself. It means you should be in self-love. It means you should be self-caring. You should not be self-blaming yourself. If you are self-blaming, you can't become a good doctor, because there is something which you are ruminating unintentionally on. So the only thing is, take care of yourself first. Start taking care of yourself. Give time to yourself. Because if there is a glass full of water, and if you tell that glass, what is going to come out? Juice. What is going to come out? Water will come out. And if there is poison inside the glass, what is going to come out? If you tell that that glass, poison is going to come out. So all the negative emotions are just the poisons that we unintentionally harboring in our personality. So what do we need to do? We need to work on ourselves on a daily basis. So the only thing that you can do is either start writing a journal, vent out your negative thought process, wash it off. Wash it off from your system. The only thing that you can do is condition your brain. Condition your brain to think positive. But then I'm not saying that you ignore negative. Negative is a part and parcel. A balanced life is important. A balanced life is important. If we'll pay heed to completely the positive thing and we ignore the negative thing, it is not justifiable. We need to develop balanced thinking rather than overthinking or negative thinking, right? Yes. Next question, please go ahead.
Ma'am, someone has asked the question, but it is from the career counseling.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So Chaitanya has asked that which is the best country for pursuing PhD in clinical psychology, and about the scholarship as well.
I would say India is the best country because I'm an Indian. Right. I would say
PhD
India
in
is the best
clinical
country.
psychology.
See, if you talk about the medical field, you know which country is considered to be the best? India is considered to be the best because we can practice here. In other countries, we can't practice like this. During our internship, we can't practice like this. We can do it in India because there is so many people. But yes, I'm teaching in the US. Obviously, US has got a completely different framework. Completely different framework. And everything is application based. There is no ratification. We don't teach our student ratification. We only teach applied knowledge. We teach the concepts. We give them application based questions. They complete the project and submit. This is how we teach. So in the process of projects formulation and completion, they learn a lot, right? Sneha, please connect with Dr. Rohit because Dr. Rohit is calling. I think he's the next one. If he's facing some problem, please help him out. Yes. Next question, please. In the meantime, go ahead, Poonam, please. Is telepathy done on children, and is it? Yes. Telepathy can be done on children, but then you need to catch hold of their attention. So, I mean, telepsychiatry, right? You need to catch hold of their attention. For special children, it is difficult, but then we are devising certain programs which are play-based. Play-based therapy can be done, but obviously you need to have somebody who is some representative who is there with the children, some caretaker who's there with the children. But after 12, yes. After 12 years, it is successful. So, good afternoon, Rohit sir. So nice to see you here. Rohit, sir, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I hope now it's
Sneha, please. Yes, yes,
uh,
it's audible.
I
Please
hope I am
invite, sir.
audible.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And first of all, very, very thanks for the Dr. Deepak Chamoli for preparing and doing this session. This is a very most demanding topic for a long time. I was searching for. I'm in the being doctor. I'm technologies also, and I'm using these stuffs for a long time. And we all know emotional well-being is a part of the health, and nowadays the isolation is so much tension, and other parts other emotional topics are coming in the brain. They need solution, but the solution is not there, because most of the time person is alone in the room or alone in the crowd. Alone in the crowd, I would like to say, one dadi sitting in the room, everybody is watching the TV, other person is watching the Netflix, other person is watching the mobile, and dadi is alone even in the crowd. Once she is alone, definitely she is a grown up, she is has a age of the 60 years, 70 year. She wanted to talk to someone, she needs someone to talk, but nobody is there to talk, and everybody is busy in their topics or the task. Yes, it is required to complete the task, but by completing the task, somehow the old people are missing the time they want. This kind of people came to me, and by the solution, they had a problem and nobody is there to talk to me. So what to do? I teach them, told them, why don't you use the YouTube or other things? They replied me, I cannot use them because of my limited knowledge about the software and everything, and I cannot talk, I cannot type in the English or the Hindi. So there were handicap, a typing handicap, and education handicap. So patient was still in the dilemma what to do. I gave the reply, okay, you use the voice command to take that stuff out from the YouTube. How I will do? She asked. I teach them. Okay, you do like this. She learned that and she went back. After 2 weeks, the same patient came to me smiling. I welcomed her. Okay, now you are very smiling. What happened? Oh, doctor sir, whatever you told me, and this is very good. And she presented me a small box of ladoos. Manika, what is this? This is ladoos for you. I have made it for you. Why? Because you teach me all the content, how to take it out, and I used to give the command how to make the sweets and how to make the good things, edible things from the YouTube. And I learned all these things, and I prepared used to I prepared all these things for my family also, and my family peoples are now liking me. I keep them all the giving all these stuff to them, and these ladoos I have made by learning from the YouTube, and these are for you also as a gift. So this is a good example in my life also, okay, where I could give the help to the older people by the use of the AI to from becoming the isolated person to the non-isolated person, and she was able to come in the race of the front end of this technical race or the highly busy race. So she was able to come up. Another example I would like to say, in my office also, my pharmacist or my other people, they used to type everything in the word, and then keep on calculating. Then I told them, why don't you use all these Excel and other things and the AI based softwares to calculate all these things? He was not knowing this thing. I teach them all these, and after just 1 week, he came to me, sir. whatever you told me, that was very good. Now I am able to talk to my family. Now I am able to have a cup of tea. Otherwise, I was so much busy. I was not able to give the time to my family also. So these kind of simple changes, simple activities, simple add-ons are changing our life. So what I would suggest, apart from using all these things, we must use all the softwares from the some reputed companies, because nowadays lots of softwares are coming, and all these softwares are not good softwares. Sometimes they are fetching your personal information also. Personal information once given, then security is compromised. So whenever you use this kind of software, use the already software which is already being used for more than 6 months, because within 6 months at least the system has upgraded its credibility. Once the system has upgraded the credibility, so there will be no hacking, no chances of information mismatching, no uh, chances of information breach will be there. These things should have taken care and consideration, because there are lots of example in the news also, in the newspapers also, where the people are getting trapped by this kind of softwares, and by just using the information, personal information or something, they're being blackmailed, or sometimes the bank accounts are being hacked, money has been taken out. So this is the another part of the using these AI based softwares, and we should not compromise ourselves in such a condition that they may harm us. They are for us to make our life happy, and we should take all care and to choose these softwares once chosen. And if it is good, definitely it will give help to our life, and it will definitely improve our life in the coming time also. And this is the time given to me by the Dr. Deepika Chamoli. And I'm again thanking her for giving me such a nice platform to give my views to the needy peoples. And for further, I keep on coming on this platform with all my knowledge, whatever I'm using in the field and the forces, as well as doctor also. Thank you, Deepika Chamoli. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and insights. I want to tell our audience that Dr. Rohit Kumar is a Chief Medical Officer and Commandant BSF, and sir has been a guiding force in his field. So thank you so much, sir, for your time and efforts.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here and supporting the good cause of Speaking Cube always. So over to you, Sneha.
Okay, ma'am. Has sir had joined?
Yes, please. Over to you.
Yes, ma'am. So our next speaker is Dr. Brij Mohan Sharma, and sir is our guest of honor and founder and director of Specs. And Dr. Brij Mohan Sharma will be felicitating our creative team for their incredible work and their dedication in making this event a success. So if sir is here.
Dr. Bridge is here. Wait for a minute.
Dr. Sharma is facing some technical issue. Please wait for a few seconds.
In the meantime, I wanted to thanks all the experts who are watching this recording and who were here with us today. Thank you all the experts for the wonderful session. I hope that my generation and future citizen of the globe will be benefited from the knowledge being imparted on this auspicious platform. So also thank you audience for giving your time on Sunday. So thank you for being here. Also, Kajal, can we take a picture in the meantime? Everyone, please switch on your camera. We will take a picture for social media. Should I count
Please
one?
bear with this technical glitch for 1 more minute, max to max. In the meantime, if people have any query, we are ready to answer you.
Should I count 1, 2, 3 and say cheese?
You can if you want.
All right. So everyone is ready, right? So 1, 2, 3 and cheese.
So we have Dr. Brij Mohan Sharma ji here now. Kajal, please let him in. Dr. Brij is able to join. Kajal, have you let him in?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Brij is here.
आ गया
Yes. Sneha, please go ahead.
Welcome, sir. So let me just give you a brief introduction again. So Dr. Brij Mohan Sharma is the founder and director of Specs, and sir will felicitate our creative team today for their incredible hard work and dedication in making this event a success. Over to you, sir.
थैंक यू सो मच। ये जो वर्कशॉप है और सेमिनार है, ये जो कल सुबह से मैं इसको देख रहा था, आज तो नहीं मौका लगा मुझे, कई लोगों को मैंने सुना, तो ये
बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग भी था मेरे लिए भी, क्योंकि मैं साइंस का स्टूडेंट हूँ, मुझे मेरे लिए भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था। और साइकोलॉजी और एआई को अगर हम क्लब करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं तो इससे मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारी इनोवेशन की जो अपार संभावनाएं हैं वो जन्म ले सकती है। अगर ये एसोसिएशन आगे चलता रहे और हम अगर कंबाइंड रूप से कोई एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाए, प्रपोजल बनाए, और हम उस पर एक प्रॉब्लम को लेके उसके सोल्यूशन को ढूंढने की बात करें, तो मुझे लगता है कि हम बहुत आगे की बात सोच सकते हैं और बच्चों की, जो इस तरह के लोग हैं, बच्चे हैं हमारे, उनकी मदद कर सकते हैं। तो ये आपका रिसर्च नीड भी जनरेट करेगा, प्रॉब्लम सोल्यूशन भी देगा, और साथ के साथ जो इस प्रॉब्लम के साथ जी रहे हैं वो भी आगे जो है अच्छे सॉल्यूशंस ले पाएंगे। डॉक्टर राजेश ने जैसे कहा कि एक अच्छा कोलैबोरेशन हम बना सकते हैं एआई के साथ, उनके साथ मेरी बात भी हुई थी कि यार जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ऑटिस्टिक बच्चा है, ऑटिस्टिक बच्चा हमेशा जो है ना ऑर्डर लेता है, तब वो काम करता है, कि वो किसी का एक तरह से पपेट होता है, तो वो अपनी मर्जी से बहुत जल्दी से काम नहीं करता। तो क्या हम एक ऐसा रोबोट या एआई फंक्शन उसको दे सकते हैं जिससे कि वो उसको ऑर्डर करे, ऑर्डर करते सुबह ही कहते, जैसे वो बच्चा जाग गया कि आप बाथरूम एक्टिविटीज कर लो, आप ब्रेकफास्ट कर लो, चलो वॉक करने चलते हैं, अब चलो एक स्टोरी सुना लेते हैं। मतलब इस तरह का अगर एक एआई सिस्टम बने ऑटिस्टिक बच्चों के लिए, तो मुझे लगता है उसकी लाइफ बहुत थोड़ी आसान हो जाए, जो उसे नरेट करता रहे। कि जैसे बहुत सारे ऑटिस्टिक बच्चे बोलते भी हैं, बहुत सारे नहीं बोल पाते हैं, कुछ कुछ बोलते हैं, तो उनके लिए भी बहुत अच्छा है कि मान लीजिए वो वॉक करने जा रहे हैं, तो वो उनको गाइड भी कर रहा है, तो उसका गाइड भी है, फ्रेंड भी है। तो अगर हम इस तरह का दोनों को क्लब करते हैं, एआई को और साइकोलॉजी को एज ए सब्जेक्ट, तो मुझे लगता है कि हम समाज को एक बहुत अच्छा सोल्यूशन और बहुत जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग है वो, और इसी तरह से बाकी जो डिसेबिलिटीज हैं या बाकी जो दिव्यांगता है, उनमें भी ये बहुत मदद कर सकता है एआई जो है। और जो हमारे साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं उनके लिए एक अच्छा टूल भी हो सकता है ये। तो ये अच्छी सेमिनार रही, और इसको मैं समझता हूँ कि इसको क्लब करके हम इसमें से जो अच्छे एक्सपर्ट्स आए हैं उनको उनको एक बार मैं देहरादून बुलाना चाहूंगा, देहरादून आए और एक जगह बैठ के अगर हम एक प्रॉब्लम के ऊपर सॉल्यूशन के लिए बात करें और उस पर रिसर्च के लिए आगे बात करें, तो मुझे लगता है समाज के लिए एक अच्छी दिशा दे सकती है ये सेमिनार हमारी जो है। यही मुझे कहना था। थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Dr. Bridge. I would like to take some opportunity here.
Please, please.
Because what Dr. Bridge has said, uh, whosoever is present here, the students and all have ideas, so many burning ideas in your mind. On the behalf of a speaking tube, I can give you a call to all of you to join for a good cause to create AI in the field of psychology. And speaking tube will welcome your ideas and can provide you, and I can not can, but will provide you a platform where you can collaborate, generate ideas. And Dr. Bridge has invited all of us so we can meet sometime. I have been at Dr. Bridge's farmhouse, beautiful farmhouse. We can meet there and we can discuss so many ideas, or we can meet online and discuss ideas and implement the ideas, give this a shape, because giving shape is not a task of a day or a month. It's a gradual and sincere process which is to be followed in a collaborative effort, and psychologist and AI. Because as Dr. Brish said, I'm also listening since yesterday, and so many ideas are popping up in the mind how psychologists can collaborate with AI. So there are so many things. If my mind can have the idea, then young minds will have wonderful idea and unlimited ideas. So if we can create this a think tank kind where we can meet online, but this is upon the youth to take charge, to join and take initiative. Platform is already being provided by speaking.
इसमें डॉक्टर रीता ये भी संभावनाएं हैं कि हम 15 दिन में एक मॉडल बनाएं, ऑनलाइन ही प्लेटफॉर्म हो जिसमें बातचीत हो। कई बार होता है आइडिया बच्चे को लगता है कि वेग है, तो
हाँ।
क्या हम उस आइडिया को पॉलिश कर सकते हैं, और क्यों ना सुनो सुनाओ टाइप का हो, जिसमें जो जिसका आइडिया है उसकी बात ज्यादा सुनी जाए, उसका
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल डॉक्टर ब्रिज। एंड जो आपने कहा ना आइडिया वेग हो, आई से नो आइडिया इज वेग.
yeah.
Every idea is a good idea.
Right.
Only we feel it is vague, but we can shape every idea in a
Yes.
beautiful manner.
Yeah. क्योंकि ये जो बच्चे हैं ना, जैसे उनके दिमाग में कुछ भी आए, कुछ भी आए, उसी को डिस्कस करते हैं ना।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, नो प्रॉब्लम। यस।
तो इस तरह का अगर एक प्लेटफॉर्म हम बनाते हैं कि 15 दिन में या 1 महीने में हम ऐसा मिलें जिसमें 2 या 3 घंटे बैठे, और जिसमें वो बच्चे आइडिया स्पीकिंग क्यू को भेज दें, उसमें से हम कुछ सेलेक्ट करके उन्हीं आइडिया के ऊपर बात करें।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर ब्रिज।
थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू।
Sneha, over to you. Sorry, I have taken in between.
स्नेहा भारद्वाज है ना, उसकी फोटो नहीं दिखाएंगे स्नेहा की? डॉक्टर दीपिका, मतलब
Sneha, hi. Say hi.
Hello, sir. I'm Sneha.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, मैं पहचानता नहीं, आप सॉरी। स्नेहा, मतलब तुम्हारी टीम के लिए जितना मैं बोलूँ ना, मतलब मेरी डिक्शनरी में शब्द ही खत्म हो जाते हैं हमेशा। डॉक्टर रीता है, डॉक्टर दीपिका है, और उनकी पूरी टीम, और डॉक्टर दीपिका ने आप लोगों को जो कैटलाइज किया है ना, वो अद्भुत है। वो मतलब मैं सच में बता रहा हूँ, मैं अपने आप को दुर्भाग्यशाली मानता हूँ कि मैं डॉक्टर रीता और डॉक्टर दीपिका का स्टूडेंट क्यों नहीं रहा। मतलब मैं अगर इनका इंटर्न होता तो शायद ये मुझे और पॉलिश कर सकते। आई एम सो प्राउड कि इतनी अच्छी टीम, इतने अच्छा, और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आप लोग एक फैमिली की तरह बिहेव करते हैं, तो वो अद्भुत है। वो तो कनेक्टिविटी है ना। मतलब मैं तुम सबको वैसे जानता हूँ नाम से, और दीपिका जी से, अनिता जी के थ्रू, तो मैं तुम्हारी पूरी क्रिएटिव टीम को एक बार जो है ना होस्ट करना चाहता हूँ देहरादून में। प्लीज कम एंड आइए, और है
We
ना,
would love to.
हाँ प्लीज कम, और काम के लिए नहीं, बस ऐसे ही हम, है ना, मस्ती के लिए आइए। और आई लव टू होस्ट यू, ऑल ऑफ यू। स्नेहा, अद्भुत काम है, मार्वलेस।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
काजल तोमर, काजल कौन है? अच्छा, ये काजल, अच्छा काजल, है ना, क्या बोलूं काजल, है ना, बहुत ही बढ़िया तुम लोगों की टीम और तुम्हारा काम। और सबसे बड़ी बात है, कल कई लोगों ने कहा कि जो टाइम से हर चीज मतलब फ्रेम में है, और सब चीजों का ध्यान रखा गया। जनरली क्या होता है, ये तो खाना बनाते समय चटनी में हल्का सा नमक तेज हो गया, या कुछ हो गया, अच्छा नमक ले लो, पूछ ले, नहीं, पर यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि जो हम परोस रहे हैं ना वो परफेक्ट है, और यस इज मोर देन परफेक्ट।
Very nice.
बधाई यार।
Thank you so much, sir.
एलिस जायसवाल, अच्छा,
Good afternoon, sir.
Very.
या एलिस, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत ही अद्भुत। अब तुम लोग कभी देहरादून आ जाओगे, किसी भी छुट्टी में आ जाओ, दिसंबर आ जाओ, जब भी तुमको टाइम हो, है ना, खूब सारी बातें करने का मन है तुम सबसे, तब डॉक्टर रीता जी को भी बुला लेंगे हम कि आप आ जाओ, दीपिका जी को तो पकड़ ही लेंगे, है ना, कि आ जाओ और यहाँ बैठ के ना गप लगाते हैं, है ना, और आ जाओ। बहुत एलिस, बहुत सुंदर। और यही जो तुम सबकी जो टीम की जो क्वालिटी है ना, ये बनी रहे, यही अपने सब्जेक्ट के साथ जो तुम्हारा लगाव है, अपने काम के प्रति जो तुम्हारा चेतना जागृत है, उसके लिए मैं तुम लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई और धन्यवाद देता हूं कि मैं आप जैसे लोगों से जुड़ा हूं। थैंक यू सो मच एलिस, थैंक यू।
एलिस
Thank you so much, sir.
लवली प्रोफेशन के साइकोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट से है डॉक्टर ब्रिज,
Yes,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, ग्रेट,
और ये अभी हमारे अंडरग्रेड स्टूडेंट है, बट मार्वेलस वर्क।
हाँ हाँ, यस यस,
Thank you so
अनडाउटली
much, ma'am.
अनडाउटली।
नेक्स्ट,
अपर्णा वर्मा,
Good afternoon, sir.
कहाँ है? अच्छा,
अपर्णा एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी नोएडा से है।
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। अपर्णा, बहुत सुंदर। और ये जो तुम लोग की जो हमारी टीम है ना, इसकी जो आपसी दोस्ती है ना, इसको बना के रखना बच्चे आपस में, है ना। तो और मैं तो चाहूंगा कि एक हमारी पूरी क्रिएटिव टीम जो है वो और हम सब मिलके एक प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन निकालें, चाहे हम कहीं पे भी अलग अलग रहें। अगर एक प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन निकाल के हम पूरे भारत को या पूरी दुनिया को कुछ दे पाए तो हम, मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। हम सब बात करते रहेंगे। थैंक यू अपर्णा, थैंक
Thank
यू।
you, sir. Thank you.
जसवंत शेर सिंह।
जसमन लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी से हैं।
हाँ, ग्रेट ग्रेट जसमन, है ना, बहुत सुंदर।
Very nice.
हाँ, बहुत बहुत मैं तुम लोग को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि तुम लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े और जो तुम सीख पाओ और जो डॉक्टर दीपिका, डॉक्टर रीता आपको सिखाए, प्लीज उसको सीख कर तुमने जो ये क्रिएट किया है ना, वो गुड, वेरी गुड। इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार करना इज नॉट ए जोक, लेकिन इतना स्मूथली करना, और मुझे 3:30 बजे बुलाया और 3:30 बजे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ आपके साथ, अद्भुत है ये संगम ही अद्भुत। ग्रेट जसवंत, थैंक यू। ये और कोई रहे हैं डॉक्टर रीता जी, कोई और बचे हैं?
नहीं सर,
है ना?
जी सर।
और हमारी मेरी हिम्मत नहीं है कि मैं रीता जी के लिए और डॉक्टर दीपिका के लिए कुछ कह सकूं, लेकिन ये सच बात है, क्रिएटिव टीम को मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा और बाकी सब लोगों को कि ये सब लोग अद्भुत लोग हैं और इनके साथ जुड़ना अपने आप में एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है जो भगवान ने हमें दी है और नेचर ने दी है हमारे को। तो मैं आप सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ और आपको साधुवाद भी कहता हूँ कि आपने एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट, क्योंकि कोलैबोरेटिव बहुत सारे लोग काम नहीं करना चाहते, ये दो लोग जुड़ के काम नहीं करना चाहते, लेकिन इतने सारे लोग एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे आए, ये प्लेटफॉर्म हमारा लाइवली रहे, हम इसको लेके आगे जाएं और किसी एक सोल्यूशन निकालें एक प्रॉब्लम का, ये उम्मीद मैं करता हूँ इस प्लेटफॉर्म से। और मुझे लगता है कि डॉक्टर रीता और डॉक्टर दीपिका जी की लीडरशिप में ये संभव है। और स्पेक्स हमेशा एक सिपाही की तरह सबसे पीछे खड़ा हुआ मिलेगा आपको, और हमेशा आप पाएंगे कि उतनी ही ऊर्जा के साथ हम आपके साथ।
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you
Bridge.
so much. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank
Bridge.
you.
Thank you so much, sir.
प्लीज थैंक यू। तुम आ जाओ या कभी देहरादून ना, बस डॉक्टर दीपिका आप ले आओ इनको सबको एक बार, बुला लो आप, है ना?
Definitely, definitely, Dr. Bridge. एक स्पीकिंग क्यूब एंड स्पेक्स मीट कर देंगे हम, और हम सब जितने यहाँ एटलीस्ट 69 है वो तो जरूर होंगे।
बहुत अच्छा हो, ग्रेट, है ना?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Over to you, Sneha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I would like to invite our very own founder and director, Dr. Deepika Chamoli Shahi, to give the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sneha. Thank you so much, everyone. And first and foremost, I would like to read the report. There were 275 registrations, 42 paper presentations. So the papers will be published either in peer-reviewed or Web of Science, depending on the category, depending on the standard of the paper. So we'll start the review process soon and you will be intimated about it. So now I would like to extend my vote of thanks to our respected patron, Professor Dr. Budhi, Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, who has supported the conference with full vigor, and he was there. He blessed the occasion yesterday in spite of his busy schedule. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my PhD guide and one of my mentor, Dr. Neil Kobrin, sir. Sir was the guest of honor, and he was a founder and director of Academy of Mindful Psychology and a very well-known clinical psychologist and a mindful psychologist from USA. And he has guided us about the significance of AI. So thank you so much, sir, for your time. I thank Mrs. Madhu Bhatt, State Minister, Sanskriti, Sahitya and Kara Parishad, the chief guest of the conference, for her unending support. She has supported the conferences and seminars of Speaking Cube always. She has supported the positive cause. Thank you so much, ma'am. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Uttaranchal University, Dean Law Department, and the keynote speaker for the conference for his words of wisdom. I thank Professor Dr. Rajesh Singh, the chairperson of the conference from Uttaranchal University, professor and director of research and innovation, Uttaranchal University, for his unending support and the support that he has provided to all our budding psychologists in terms of direction towards research and innovation. So anybody who has the idea, please reach out to us. We will materialize that idea. I thank my heartfelt, warm thanks to Professor Dr. Rumana Siddiqui, Professor of Psychology, Department of Aligarh Muslim University, the keynote of the inaugural session for the conference. Ma'am has always supported our good cause. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Harpreet Bhatia, Professor, Department of Psychology, University of Delhi, for her unending support to the conference as well as the previous events. I would like to extend a warm thanks to Professor Dr. Ravi Shankar A.V., Professor of Psychology and Management, MS, Ramaiah University of Arts, Science and Commerce, for his valuable time. I would like to thank Mrs. Shikha Chamoli Sinha, the eminent speaker for today, who has enlightened the gathering regarding AI, the pros and cons of AI, the risk and ethical involvement of AI. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Rupali Sharma for her wonderful talk on AI and research and how this AI can make the life of the student very, very easy. So thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Rajesh Singh for his wonderful talk on innovation and research today. It was a long talk, but very, very mindful and much needed, which we people, being the psychologists, we were not aware of. And now I think you people will be writing more research papers and going ahead with filing patents and innovations. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Shalini Singh Sarma. Ma'am is the keynote speaker for this valedictory session and one of the advisor for the conference. Ma'am is an educationist and a senior fellow, head banking research, EGROW Foundation, former dean, economics and policy, public policy, MIT World Peace University, and many more. Ma'am has enlightened the gathering regarding how economics and mental health are correlated and go hand in hand. So we need to think about it. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Commandant Dr. Rohit Kumar, Chief Medical Officer, BSF. Sir is the guest of honor of valedictory session and has always supported the good cause, be it the second conference or today's conference. He was so busy today in the inspection because the government inspection is going on in border security force, and in uniform he attended the meeting for 10 minutes and delivered a lecture just to support the good cause of mental health. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Brij Mohan Sharma ji. You have just heard him, and he is one of the great scientists in the field of environment. He is the founder and director of Specs NGO in Dehradun and has been doing wonderful work, not in the field of environment, but in the field of mental health also. So there is a project going on, Sneham. Sneham is a project which is happening in collaboration with of Speaking Cube and Specs, and we are helping the autistic children. So anyone who is interested in joining the project as research assistant or associate or volunteer or intern, you people are most welcome. Either you can write us an email or you can contact directly to Specs or Sneham. Anybody who's interested in special education. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Haba Singh, who is again one of my guide for her words of wisdom. And most important, the advisor of this conference, Professor Dr. Rita Kumar, and the most important mentor, ma'am, was my PhD guide, and since then we have been together as a mentor and mentee. So I am a mentee at the age of 42. So this is how you learn from your gurus. So I extend my heartfelt gratitude and respect to Rita ma'am for guiding and to be the beacon in my life. I also extend my heartful thanks to Dr. Colonel Chetan Sharda, who is not here, and sir is also the advisor of Speaking Cube and has supported the good cause of Speaking Cube. And finally, my team, Sneha and Kajal, these are the pillars of Speaking Cube and have been doing a wonderful job in all the events, not only conference, seminars, workshops, everywhere. Be it a paid thing or it is an unpaid thing, they have been doing it wonderfully well. I am extending my heartful gratitude to the whole creative team. Alice, wonderful job. I love your job, Alice, Jasman, and Apurva. Alice, I think we have met earlier also. We were together in the seminar, but Jasmine and Apurva, they were novice and wonderfully well. If you people have this kind of dedication at this stage, I am 100% sure that you are going to be a successful human being in your life, because it is only the dedication and devotion towards a situation or towards an event or towards yourself that matters. Last but not the least, to all the audience who have made this conference successful. And when I am joining my hands and I'm saying namaste to all of you, this means a lot. You all are very important. You all are future psychologists. Psychology is something which is very close to my heart. And I want all of you to become a great psychologist in future. And this can never happen without technology. Remember that. So make sure to make this technology as your assistant, not your master. Utilize this technology for the betterment of the society, and the society is going to be created by you. We are already old now. The society is going to be created by you. The world is going to be carved by you. So thank you everyone for such a peaceful and patient listening. You all were wonderful. And any help you all, I know that you all are psychology students, any help from my side at any point in time, you can contact Speaking Cube. We will be happy to help you out. Over to you, Rita ma'am, if you have some words.
Yes, thank you so much, Deepika. My blessings are always there with you all. And Deepika, I'm really proud of you. Having a mentee like you is a great good fortune I have earned in my life. And I like to say it is upon all of us to make this conference as a catalyst of change in our life and in the field of psychology. I think we all love the field of psychology. And this conference should not end here. It is the beginning that we have to become a force and a source of creating a new future of the psychology with the amalgamation of AI. I can see your faces. You are bright and with burning ideas. So please, whatever you want to say, you can write down in the WhatsApp groups. however you want to create groups, however you want our meetings and sharing the ideas. We all are there with you all. So just let us all make it. That will be the real outcome of this conference. And we are looking forward for that outcome. Congratulations to all of you. Because whatever words of wisdom you have listened, this will be with you forever. This conference words will be with you forever. So congratulations for being the part of this kind of conference. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone. And bye. And those who have to submit the full papers, please submit the full papers ASAP, as soon as possible.
Yes, also I would like to add something that we will announce the best presenter on our Instagram page. So make sure to follow. Also, ma'am, someone asked in a chat that if we provide a certification course on hypnotherapy.
Yes, cognitive behavioral hypnotherapy we provide. Cognitive behavioral hypnotherapy.
So if someone is looking to enhance their CV or maybe their skills as a psychotherapist, so we arrange many courses, and the latest one is a certification course on trauma and grief management. So please connect with me and I would let you know everything. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, all of you.